Hello and welcome to week 12 of the Transfer Portal CFB Gambling Show. We had a good week last week. It's me and Matt again. One day we'll get all four of us back together. But Matt, how we doing?
I did pretty good last week. I hit everything but my lock.
That's all right. It still works. You're still up.
I was still positive. It was kind of annoying.
Yeah, you missed the show, and then the three locks we gave out was a sweep. All three locks hit.
It's a good thing I wasn't here then.
So
now we can say that we never miss locks.
Back-to-back weeks, we hit all the locks. So we got some more for you this week. Before we get into our picks and the whole show, quick word from our sponsor. Winning season, it hasn't returned. It's been here now. And the NCAA has been in action. There are plenty of opportunities to win at MyBookie. Whether you're a seasoned bettor or first-timer, MyBookie gets you the most for your money with a double deposit bonus up to $1,000. To claim your bonus, sign up and use the promo TRANSFER on your first deposit, and you'll instantly double your money with MyBookie. It's simple. First-time bettors make a $100 deposit. That puts $200 in your account, and you can use your funds to bet on as many individual games, contests, or props as you want. Bet on spreads, totals. Take Drake May plus 400 to win the Heisman. That's a live pick during the promo. I'm giving that out. Take Drake May to win the Heisman. Bet the national championship winner, or use MyBookie prop builder to give yourself the edge and secure the bag. Bet anything, anytime, anywhere with MyBookie.
I hope Drake May does win the Heisman just for him. But my Caleb Williams for Heisman bet's kind of chilling there. And I'm like, if he threw for 700 yards this week, I wouldn't mind.
Yeah, that'd be nice. You know what? I was going through my open bets the other day just to see like what I had available and with my balance and stuff. And I didn't realize that I threw like a couple bucks on TCU to win the national championship just at like 2 a.m. in a bar. No idea I did it. But so we're Horned Frog fans. I think that's what they do, right? They do this. Is this the thing?
I think it's this.
It's this.
I still have them to win the Big 12, so I'm
that was a great bet. Go Horned Frogs to win the Natty. I'll go nuts.
I'm gonna be so sad when they go undefeated in the regular season and then
that's what I've been telling everybody too, that TCU is gonna go 12-0 in the regular season, and then like Oklahoma State. Who did they play? Kansas State, I think. Because
I think it's gonna be Kansas State's like the best odds right now. Obviously, I think they hold their own destiny. If they win out, it's them. But like if they lose, then who knows?
Ooh, I'm gonna add that to my parlay. Actually, I just had a live thought. So to start us off, I'm going with 11 a.m. Eastern kicks and 8 a.m. kick for you. If you're awake, good for you, Matt. If you're awake at 8 a.m. on a Saturday, I'm going to Navy UCF. I'm taking the over at 52. This is a low total at 52 for me. Last week, Navy put up 32 points on a good Notre Dame defense, while Notre Dame put up 35 on Navy. I think UCF's offense is better than Notre Dame's, and I think their defense is worse than Notre Dame's. So if you're going to give me 67 points in Notre Dame Navy, I know that was a big game. They played at M&T Bank in Baltimore, and it's a rivalry game, so a little bit more juiced up. But I think that UCF runs all over the place, and I think Navy's going to break some big plays. Over 52 should hit. I wouldn't say like super easy, but I like over 52 a lot.
I like that. I really like UCF's offense. I'm writing right now my favorite bowl games, like potential bowl matchups. And my favorite one right now is UCF versus Tennessee. And it'd be the Cotton Bowl and at-large versus an at-large, because I think there'd be 100 points scored in that game.
Yeah.
Because both of them are top 20 total offensive yards, top 20 time of possession, and out of the top 100 in defense. They're just going to move the ball up and down the field.
Yeah. Yeah. That'd be a huge game. I also saw Penn State UCF in the Cotton Bowl. So that'd be a fun one, but not as fun as UCF Tennessee. So moving on. I don't have a play for the TCU game. I think I'm going to have actually two parlays today, I think.
Everyone keeps fading TCU, and it hasn't worked out yet.
I know. I had them last week. And I like 2.5, I guess. I don't even think that's respecting them. You're just giving to them because they're the number 4 team in the country, and they're basically begging you to take TCU. Vegas is trying to flip it and say Baylor's going to win. Baylor's not good. They're really not.
Yeah.
So I just really like this TCU team. They showed you they could win playing defense last week. Their offense was not moving the ball whatsoever, but they shut down Quinn Ewers played horrible, but they shut them down. And I think if they could shut down Quinn Ewers, they should have no problem shut down Blake Shapen. So I like TCU in this one. I'm going to add that money line to a parlay later on. But I go Frogs.
Yeah, TCU spreads like the last 4 weeks have just been weird. It's like they've been undefeated, haven't lost yet, haven't really like given you like an inkling that they're gonna lose besides the first half against KSU. But like they keep winning.
Yeah, TCU keeps winning, and I think they will keep rolling. So I really like them. Moving on. I just had a beautiful idea for my lock. I just gotta go grab the dog for that one. The star of the show. The best game of the noon slate, UMass Texas A&M. If Texas A&M loses this one, they should be relegated to FCS. But what you got here?
Below FCS, but put them way down there. But yeah. So speaking of teams that keep losing, not Texas A&M. They keep losing every single game.
7 in a row now. 6 in a row.
Yeah, they were 3-0. So it's
7
were
in
they
a row.
3-0?
Yeah. No, they were 2-1 and they beat Arkansas.
Yeah.
No, 1-0, lost to App State, beat Miami, who Miami sucks, so not really much of a win there. Beat Arkansas, they were 3-1 and they lost 6 straight.
Yeah. But I'm gonna bet on them, you know, because that sounds like a good track record. I'm gonna bet on them. UMass is awful. UMass is not a good
Terrible.
A&M, this is where you have to show that you have some worth as a coach, Jimbo Fisher. You got to get your guys up because you're going to win this game. That you can't lose this game. Like there should be no way, but you got to get your guys up to out there and crush UMass. That's what you got to prove your worth as a coach. Get your guys to fight for you, and that's what I'm counting on Jimbo to do here. If he doesn't, fire him. Get him out of here.
Yeah, if you lose to UMass, you should be coaching Pop Warner and like Katy, Texas. This is you got it. This is a statement game for Texas A&M to kind of prove that they're still Texas A&M. I know they've been terrible. They've lost 6 straight, like we said. You got to beat UMass by 60, 70. Like, you got to just destroy them.
You got to put something on the board here.
Yeah.
Show that this season wasn't completely worthless, even though it kind of was.
It was, but you should win this game by 50 points at least. If not, I would be.
Get the season ticket sales back up.
Yeah. Show your fans you could still do something. Next up for us, I think this is an Andrewster play. Yeah, it is. VTech Liberty. Andrewster's not here today, but he sent me his plays from the Action app. Not a sponsor, but I like the Action app. So he's got Liberty minus 9.5 against Virginia Tech. He said buy back on Liberty against an atrocious VTech squad with no offense. He's right. I mean, my guy Brent Pry has kind of created an okay defense there at Virginia Tech, but this is a bounce back spot for Liberty after losing to a hot UConn Huskies team. Go UConn. You got to come out here and stomp Virginia Tech. Did not know Virginia Tech was 2-8. Did not even know that was their record. That's really bad.
We guess what? Guess that's an ACC team. We did the ACC preview. Guess what we took on Virginia Tech win total?
We probably said 6.
We said 6.
Yeah, that sounds about right. I mean, they're losing close games, but still, woof. That's just brutal. Yeah, so Liberty minus 9.5 for our good friend Andrewster there. Moving on, this is actually going to be my lock. All right, this is also my parlay. I just want to touch on this briefly. Northwestern, Purdue. Northwestern sucks. All right, but I don't think Purdue's good enough to be getting this big of a spread. 18.5 point favorites at home. Yeah, Northwestern's bad. Yeah, we don't know who's playing quarterback, but Purdue's offense, they moved the ball against Illinois. I didn't really watch much of that game, but I believe they did it mostly through the air.
Yeah,
I want to say. Maccabee ran for 106 on 28 carries. So, what? A little over 3 yards a carry. So that's kind of, yeah. I don't know. I don't love Purdue. They still have a shot to make the Big Ten West is such a mess.
They're gonna win it in my opinion. Just based. So they need to win out, and they play Northwestern and Indiana, so they should win both games. and they need Minnesota to win one of the next 2 games. Minnesota plays Iowa and someone else.
So if Purdue wins out, but Iowa wins out, Iowa's in, right? Because
Correct.
Iowa has the head-to-head.
Correct.
All right.
So,
Yeah.
but Iowa plays against Minnesota. So the Iowa needs Minnesota to beat, or Purdue needs Minnesota to beat Iowa.
I know I forget who it was, but there's some guy on Twitter that let me find it for a second. Shout out this guy because he put together a whole spreadsheet of everything, and it's legitimately incredible. Ryan Burns, shout out Ryan Burns on Twitter. He has this whole. I mean, obviously, you're not gonna be able to see it from my screen.
Yeah, Purdue has, in my opinion, the easiest path because they just need Minnesota to beat Iowa. Yeah.
Look at all these colors, viewers. That's insane. So yeah, I mean, I think the team with the best shot, like, is actually Iowa. But yeah, all Purdue needs is to win out, and Iowa to lose 1 game.
Yeah, and they play Minnesota, who Minnesota's that's the big game this week.
Yeah, that's a big game. If you're a Purdue fan, we'll root for Minnesota. Gophers. Yeah, but I have Northwestern alt spread in my parlay a little bit later that I got I was working today, and all my plays are out on a napkin. Real old school today.
You're gonna hand that to our bookie and just put with a $20 bill.
So here, just take it. Moving on to another poopy. No, I'm not gonna stay away from that. I'm looking at K-State -7.5 against West Virginia. Gonna stay away. Oh, so Matt, tell us about Washington State, Arizona. What you like there?
Arizona's getting a lot of credit here in this game because they just obviously knocked off top 10 UCLA. Mm-hmm. Washington State is still the better team by a good margin, in my opinion. I think that what this game is going to hem on is how Jaden DeLora plays, because this is obviously his revenge game.
That's every Arizona game ever.
This is his revenge game. My theory is he's going to press really hard to try to prove them wrong, and then he's going to throw 3 pick sixes, and Washington State to win this game by 20.
I like that, actually. Just fade Jaden DeLora. Yeah, I like that play. I don't like Jaden DeLora. I don't think he's very good. Nothing against you, but I think that he played out of his mind against UCLA. He didn't make any mistakes, which is why they won the game. But he's not the kind of quarterback that'll sit back and be like, all right, this is what I have to do. He's going to try to make every single play. And if he does that, It could be a disaster class from Jaden DeLora. So I like that play. Washington State's they're just a better team in general.
Yeah.
I think Arizona coming into the season, they have Cowing, but they were projected to be one of the worst teams in the country.
Yeah, they have good offensive stats but that's just because they're behind in every game and they have to throw just a bunch of times. But their defense allows 40 points a game. It's terrible.
Yeah, and Cam Ward will definitely take advantage of that defense and capitalize. So I like that play. So the next play for us, looking down the board, this is Andrew Rooster's lock, but I'd like to talk about it because it's also my alt parlay. This is a weird spot for Notre Dame. Notre Dame is one of the most frustrating / weird teams in the country to me as a guy that doesn't like Notre Dame. They annoy me because they lost to Marshall and Stanford. And one of my friends is a Notre Dame fan, even though he has no affiliation with Notre Dame, he's just Irish. So that's why he likes Notre Dame. And they lost to Marshall and Stanford, then you beat Clemson and you beat UNC, and you can't really say anything because they have these nice wins. But it's a weird spot for Notre Dame because BC is not a good football team. They just beat NC State, who somehow is still ranked, which just makes no sense to me. But I think that BC could. I think they cover this game. It's going to be really, really, really slow. And I think Jerkovic, this is kind of his last big game to say. He's kind of disappointed this year. I know he's coming into the season as a potential NFL prospect. He's been fine, but BC just very disappointing. So, oh my God, they lost to UConn 13-3. I did not know that. That's whoa.
Speaking of UConn, I'm going to go back to the noon
UConn
slate.
Army.
Give me UConn plus 10.
Yeah, let's do it. I'll add that as well.
Come on. Why do they get plus 10?
Yeah, Army is not good enough to get 10 points, I don't think. That's incredibly disrespectful to Jim Mora and the Huskies.
That's a nutty line. I don't know how I didn't see this before yet. Give me UConn.
Yeah. UConn's they're playing with the mission because yeah, they're bowl eligible, but they might not get in because they're independent and they don't have like bowl tie-ins.
Yeah, they
If
need
win
they
this
need
game, go 7-5, guaranteed a bowl. So yeah, add the Huskies to both our card +10.
I might throw that money line on the dog parlay. Just stay tuned. I might pick something up.
Oh, okay. So this game I'll actually be at. I'll be sitting in the press box as a member of the press. Shout out Transfer Portal for getting me a media credential for the Maryland Ohio State game. I'll be covering that game. Just I don't think I'm allowed. I don't even. Am I allowed to bet on it? Probably, right?
I don't see why not.
I'm a neutral party. I'm a Penn State beat writer covering the Maryland Ohio State game. Yeah, give me the over in this one. 63, I think it's at. Yeah, 63. Penn State just shut them out 30-0. Maryland's gonna want to kind of like not go down with a whimper at home because they looked awful against Penn State. Their offense couldn't do anything. It was terrible.
Talia, I don't think Talia was ready to come back.
No, he wasn't.
He looked off.
Yeah, he couldn't get the ball off. Like it was crazy. Maryland could not move the ball. And I know that we're saying that Maryland can't, whatever. And this is not like a great kind of point for my over pick, but I think that they do bounce back. I think Talia wants to play better at home. Is this his last year or is he going to come back next year?
He's probably coming back. I think he has another year of eligibility.
Okay,
if I have to imagine he comes back.
That's what I thought. Yeah, but this is kind of like, don't go out with a whimper. Mike Loxley's going to scream his head off at them because they were really, really bad. Ohio State's defense, all right, you can crucify me for this, whatever you want. I think Penn State's defense is better than Ohio State's defense. Yeah, Ohio State beat Penn State, but Penn State's defense is better. They have more guys that can fly around and get the ball. Their secondary is better, and their edge rushers are better. JTT is one of the best edge rushers in the country, but all around, I think Penn State has a better front. I think Maryland does put up some points, but again, like I said, Penn State put up 30 in a shutout. I think Ohio State scores 49 to 52 points in this game, and then all you need is 2 Maryland touchdowns. So I think Ohio State wins this game like 54-21, and that gets you way over the number because they're going to be able to move the ball at will. I don't know. I think Maya Williams is out. Is he out for the year? I don't know what the deal is. I know he's
definitely out next week. Yeah, for sure.
But
I don't know his status on the year, but definitely out next week.
Yeah, I mean, but so you could do anything you want with Igbuka and Marvin Harrison Jr. Marvin Harrison Jr. If I could give out props or whatever, take his over with yards because Penn State was able to. Those guys, Tinsley and Parker, and the tight ends for sure were able to get a lot of yards. I know Cliff only threw for like 150, whatever. They ran for Nick Singleton ran for 120, and Katron Allen ran for almost 80 yards. So expect Ohio State to put up a lot of points. I think Maryland does score some garbage time touchdowns to put this game over. I'm not concerned about that at all. Interesting. Texas, Kansas, nothing from us on there. That's a good game though. That'll be fun to watch, but nothing there. Ooh, this one. I like this one. Just saw this. I'm not going to take it. Louisville giving four, at home against NC State. NC State has looked bad.
I thought about it.
Yeah, I did too. But
that's probably an under game for me if I was going to bet it. Because that offense, NC State's defense is still pretty good. That offense is dreadful.
Yeah, what happened to Devin Leary, man?
He got hurt.
Yeah, I know. Oh, that's right. And MJ, I forgot.
MJ Morris
starting. He has not looked great. Did they beat when they beat Wake Forest? He looked good there. My poor Wake Forest take really fell apart. That just
wasn't their fault.
Yeah, it wasn't. It's all right, guys. I still love you.
They should have been undefeated through Clemson. It wasn't. They should be.
Yeah, I actually cashed in on a UNC money line plus 150 against Wake Forest. So I was a winner either way there. Yeah. So chugging along here. I'm trying to take a look now. I got one. Where is it though? Because like I'm trying to like see if there's anything we want to talk about where the lines are up, but like Utah Tech, BYU, Akron, Buffalo, Texas, Kansas doesn't move the needle at all.
Speaking of our ACC preview, I said Miami would beat Clemson. Hold on now. Let me get on plus 750 there.
Wait, I think I have a play in Texas, Kansas. Let me see what the total is. Yeah. Oh my goodness. Under.
What is
Texas,
it?
Kansas, 63 and a
63 and
half.
a half. Yeesh.
Yeah. Add that to my card. Texas, Kansas under
I
63
think
and a half.
I think the book might be out on Quinn Ewers. I don't think he can throw deep, and I think the book's out on that.
Yeah, because Texas's defense is going to stop Justin Bean and the Kansas offense. It's just like they've kind of fallen apart at the seams here. Where they beat Oklahoma State. Oklahoma State's a mess. They're a mess. They're just done. Put up a lot against Oklahoma. Oklahoma stinks. 23 points against Baylor. Oklahoma State, like we said, and then Texas Tech 28 points last week. Texas Tech doesn't really have a good defense. So if you're going to give me 63 and a half, I think Texas probably wins this game like 31-14 or something. So yeah, give me that under, add that to my card. I was searching for something there. I knew there was something fishy about that game. Under in that one for me. And then I got another play here. It's mostly me talking right now, by the way, listeners and viewers. Thank you for sticking with us. All my games are early and all Matt's games are at night. So that's why it's kind of me rambling for a little bit right now. But bring me back to the Fun Belt. I'm going to ride Louisiana Monroe plus 15 against Troy. I really like this Warhawk team. I took them last week to cover the 14 against Georgia State. They won outright. They're going to be buzzing off that win. Troy beat Army 10-9 in kind of a stinker. They've won a lot of stinkers lately. Their last 4 wins are 17-14 against Texas State, stinker. 10-6 against South Alabama, stinker. 23-17 Louisiana, stinker. And then 10-9 against Army. I think Louisiana Monroe, they come out firing. I just like what they're doing down there. I love Boogie Knight. He's probably one of the better receivers in group of 5, excuse me. I just like what Louisiana Monroe is doing right now. They need 2 more wins to be bowl eligible. That'd be a big step for them. So the plus 15 I like.
I think that's just too many points for Troy.
Exactly. Troy doesn't score. And even if they shut down Louisiana Monroe, they're going to win like
13-3.
Exactly. Like it's 15's too big. I'd be shocked if Troy even scores more than 20 and Louisiana Monroe will score a touchdown. So I'll ride with the Warhawks again. That might be something to watch out for me for the rest of the next 2 games. I'll see what the line is next week. But yeah, I'll ride with them again. They won me money last week. Western Kentucky, Auburn. Fishy.
It's a weird line. Do we? I kind of want to just ride with Cadillac.
Mm-hmm. I love Cadillac. That they won an awful game against A&M last week, but on the upset show I took Western Kentucky. I think I split Western Kentucky with Andrewster, who both took them to win. I'm gonna take the alt line in a parlay. That's just a fishy line, so I'm gonna stick with it in the parlay. I don't know. It's just weird. Like an Auburn team should not only be giving 5.5 home against Western Kentucky week 12. So, Austin Reed's a great quarterback. Big Red's the best mascot in sports, and they're just a fun team to watch. So I like Western Kentucky. And now we're going to go to the historic matchup between Iowa and Minnesota.
Sheesh.
Number right now is sitting at 32.5. It's going to be 9 degrees. It's going to be cold as balls. And Drewster is giving us the under here. I disagree, but I'll read off what he said real quick. The temperature in this game is going to be in the teens with 15 to 20 mile an hour wind. That sucks. Iowa's offense will be as bad as ever against one of the best scoring defenses in the country, which is true. Minnesota won't pass too much if Athan Kaliakmanis plays. Tanner Morgan also won't pass too much if he's cleared. Minnesota, they don't throw the ball. Minnesota's O-line has really struggled outside of JMS. I'm assuming that's a lineman on Minnesota. Don't know. And that could force early down stops. He feels a 17-10 Minnesota win. Okay. So, he's the Minnesota student. He's a Minnesota fan.
He's gonna be at that game. That's
he'll be
tough
there.
for him.
Yeah, that's rough. That's a 3 p.m. kick central for him. He'll be there since getting there 8 a.m.
11 a.m. Maybe.
So my reasoning for the over, I hate to go against him because this is kind of his expertise, but all right, 32.5, I think is historically low. I think it's the lowest total given out in the past 20 years, since you could start tracking this, it's the lowest ever. And when it's a historically low game, you want to take the under. Not me. I'm taking the over. I love points. So here's kind of how I lay it out. You need 5 touchdowns in this game. Andrew Roosters feels a 17-10 Minnesota win over Iowa. That's still at 27. That's only 5 points away. So I'm going to buy the half point, get to 32. So what I see is a Mo Ibrahim 50-yard touchdown, an Iowa defensive score. Spencer Petras is going to score. Is going to not score. He's going to throw a pick inside the 20, his own. He's going to throw a terrible pick inside his own territory. So that'll get you 3. It'll be a quick Minnesota score, and I think there's one Minnesota or Iowa long sustained drive, and then you could get another broken play, a busted play. That'll be a pick or a pick 6 or something, or somebody will bust open a 50-yard run. So all you really need is that. I think you get 4 easy. You get 4 easy. The hard one's going to get is the last one, the 5th touchdown. I think you get it because it's going to be a close game. I think you get it. I think you get that somewhere early in the 4th quarter, and there's no other scores. So
you know what's crazy?
What's that?
The most outrageous thing out of everything you said is a Mo Ibrahim 50-yard touchdoing.
Yeah.
Everything else that'd be his longest run of the year. His longest run of the year is 44 yards.
Really? Yeah. All right. So a 40-yard touchdown. He's gonna break one off. Either or Trey Potts will do it. Somebody will do it. And I forget Iowa's running back's name, but he also this just what these two teams do. The way that they play, they bust open big runs.
For some reason, I think I keep on thinking Goodwin's the Iowa running back, and he's not anymore.
In my mind, the Iowa running back is Akram Wadley. It'll be Akram Wadley every single year. Akram Wadley hasn't played there in 5. It's Caleb Johnson. Caleb Johnson's very good. 200 yards against Purdue. And he got shut down last week against Wisconsin, but that was a yucky, stinky, poopy game. So, but even that game, the total in that game was what, 36, I guess? It ended 24-10. If Minnesota or Iowa won 24-10, that gets you over this number. It's too low. It's just too low for me.
What's funny is the lowest game before this, I know what it was because I hit on it, and it was last year.
What was it?
It was Army versus Navy. It was 34.5.
Yeah, but that's exactly. It's
I hit on that, and what's crazy about that, it was 21-7 at halftime, and they didn't score again after halftime.
Yeah. Yeah, I can't not do it. I have to take the over. Another Andrew Rooster play here. Tennessee, South Carolina. He's got Tennessee minus 21.5. He says Tennessee can win this game by 40. If they choose to do so, this is a true #fading Spencer Rattler spot. I like that. 21.5 is kind of big on the road, but South Carolina is atrocious. They're really, really bad. Tennessee's offense is good. South Carolina's defense is not good, and Spencer Rattler is horrible. Tennessee ran up the score against Missouri last week, 66-24. People were kind of crying that they ran up the score.
It's because they need statement games right now. Because if obviously they're not going to the SEC championship game, they can't. It's literally impossible. They need statement games, so they need to blow people the hell out if they want a chance of getting in the CFP. They need help, and they need to show that they're dominant.
Yeah. So I think that's exactly what they do. I think it's a good pick by Andrew Rooster. They're going to blow them out. It's going to be disrespectful, but you have to prove to the committee that you should be there, and I think that they will. Texas Tech, Iowa State. You got something there?
I have something in my parlay there.
Oh, in the parlay. Okay. Texas. That's. Oh, I think this is Andrew Rooster as well. Let's see. It is under 48. Matt Campbell balls, slow as a snail. Trust the patterns. I like it. Iowa State unders have been very kind to us this year. And let's check that one. They're 4-6. They got to win 2 more last week 20-14, 31-14, 27-13, 24-21, 10-9. The trend is there. Yeah, take the under in that one. And then moving on, we got that. Ooh, I think it's time for a fun one. Oh no. Okay, so not yet. We're almost there. We're almost at USC UCLA. We got one more stop. Ole Miss, Arkansas. I see no reason why Ole Miss should lose this game. I hate Arkansas. I think they're incredibly boring. I think Sam Pittman's a bad head coach. They're just not a very good football team. They almost beat LSU, but I don't think LSU is fantastic. Ole Miss should have beat Alabama, in my opinion.
Probably.
They're not great. They're 14th in the country. They're fine. They should not. There's no reason for them to lose this game to Arkansas. I have that in a parlay as well.
KJ Jefferson's probably not going to be playing.
Yeah.
What I'm hearing.
Yeah, I'm going to take that money line. I was thinking about taking the money line alone, but I think it's like 140. So I'm gonna throw it in a parlay. Next up, finally, we made it. USC UCLA, the game of the night.
Game of the night, and let's have some fun with it. I'm taking the over. It's at 76. Taking the over. Both of these teams have the same kind of vibe. They're both really good offensive teams with bad defenses. My only worry here is the Travis Dye injury, because I don't think it can be overstated how important he was to USC's offense. Like when Caleb wasn't clicking, it was just Travis Dye running the ball 5 yards every single play, and it didn't matter. So Caleb needs to be on for this total to hit, and I think he will be, because USC still has a very, very slim outside shot at the CFP, and they obviously need to win out if they want to do that. But so I think Caleb will be on here. I think this is going to be a close game. I think there's going to be a lot of points. I like 45-42 in OT for USC, like a lot of points.
Yeah, I think so. It's going to be a lot of fun. I personally would like to see USC in the playoff. I think that the way they get in is if they win out. I think if they win out, you got to put them in.
If they win out, I think they get in over whoever loses in Big Ten.
Yes, I agree. I think it would be then Georgia, the Big Ten winner, TCU, USC. And I think that would, I think that's kind of how you have to go.
Yeah, and I think if TCU does end up losing, like in the Big 12, I like a 12-1 Pac-12 champion USC would get in over 12-1 TCU lost in a Big 12 championship. I think they get.
Yeah, but I also think that they put Tennessee in. Tennessee needs TCU or USC to lose. If TCU and USC both went out, Tennessee won't get in. But if one of them trips up, then you can put Tennessee in.
Yeah.
Because I think Tennessee gets in over the Big Ten East runner-up.
I'd agree.
Yeah. So that's CFP talk on the gambling show. I like USC in that spot. Their money lines in my other parlay. I got the 3 money line parlay for me is USC, Ole Miss, and TCU. I just think that they're all like 2.5. They're all 2.5 actually. So just give me those 3 in a parlay, and
we call it the 2.5 parlay.
Yeah, the 2.5, the 2.5 favorite parlay. Still got the dog parlay. Don't worry, everybody. So then moving on, UAB LSU. That's another rat sniffer, stinky line for me. There's no reason this number 6 team in the country should only be a 14.5 point favorite against a 5-5 UAB team. UAB is better than their 5-5 record. Liam will talk your ear off about how much he loves McBride. Now he's one of the best running backs in the country. I agree. I think Dwayne McBride's awesome. I think he runs for a ton of yards in this game, but that's just fishy. Like people are going to see that line and be like, LSU's playing UAB. I'm going to take LSU, but I think that game's going to be closer than you think.
Yeah, so I'm taking UAB plus 14.5. That's on my official card. LSU is like the 107th team in the country against the rush. I think UAB's they are always run heavy anyways. I think they're going to be even more. So I think they're just going to control the clock in this one and just march down the field, sustain drives by running for 6 yards a carry, and score like 17. LSU's not putting up 31.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, that's gonna be. I took UAB in my upset show. I don't have. I have them in my dog lay, but yeah, that's gonna be a fun one. 9:00 Eastern. I'll be out. I'll be out in the bar. That'll be on the TV. That's gonna be a game to keep your eyes peeled on. Next up, Andrewster. I think this is the last Andrewster play of the day. Colorado, Washington. You also have a play in this, right?
Colorado, Washington. Yes, I do. I have Washington minus 31. So I like to take a certain trend I like to take, and it fits here. I like to take big spreads against a team that has a really good offense and a bad defense facing off against a bad offense. Washington, very good offense. Michael Penix is fantastic. Bad defense. Colorado's offense is absolutely dreadful and utterly atrocious. We also get the added benefit of Colorado's defense allows 42 points a game here. So Washington will be able to move the ball down the field at will, and Colorado just can't score. They might score like 10 points. Whoop-de-doo. Washington's going to put up 60 in this game.
Yeah, I like it. And Drewster's on the under. His reasoning is the number feels incredibly high, given that Colorado's offense is worse than my Riz. So that's
I can attest.
Yeah, the numbers. Wait, it's a high number. That's very funny. I guess to wrap up our slate, I don't think any official plays from us in this game, but I just wanted to talk about it because we're talking CFP. We might as well talk a little Pac-12, Oregon, Utah. Oregon's a 1-point favorite. This game for me can go either way. I don't really care who wins. I think that, I mean, both teams are out for sure, but
It'd be more fun if Oregon won.
It'd be a lot more fun. Yeah. Oregon need to beat Washington last week. That really, that's
a wild
annoying.
loss.
Yeah, I can't believe they lost that game. Everyone's like, Bo Nix Heisman, and then he didn't play awful, but he wasn't very good.
He was good, but then he felt like he just like didn't do anything in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, and then Penix for 408. He always throws that one pick that'll like be a dagger, but it wasn't in this game. So good for you, Michael. I'm proud of you. So that's our slate. That's our card. We had a lot of picks this week. I think I had more than I anticipated. But so now into one of the better segments.
You got Duke? I need Duke here for this.
Oh, let me go get him.
I have a super dog lay tonight on this good evening. I have 3 dogs. I have them all to win outright. I got Charlotte plus 130, who's improved a lot since they've fired their best head coach. Their defense has been a lot better. They've simplified their scheme, and it's worked a lot better for them. And their offense has always been pretty good. Louisiana Tech's not great. Charlotte to win. They're plus 130. Texas Tech to win against Iowa State plus 145. I think Texas Tech's getting a little disrespected here. Iowa State's at home, so that's why they're favorites. But I think on a neutral site, Texas Tech's a better team. And then we talked about them earlier. UConn plus 290 against Army, plus 2,100 for the super dog lay.
Ooh, plus 2,100. That's beautiful. I love that. Oh. So mine's on a super dog lay, a regular dog lay. Duke was sleeping, so I'm going to leave him here. He's still here, though. So it's only 4 legs, all alt lines, but they're alt lines we spoke about. And I really love this play. I put a unit and a half on it to win like around 8. UAB plus 18. We talked about UAB. I think they're 14 and a half right now. So we're going to buy that up to 18. They should cover that number. Northwestern, talked about them in Purdue. I don't think Purdue wins this game by a lot. I think the number's 18 and a half. They might cover that, but I got it plus 22. So Northwestern can't lose by 3 scores or more. BC plus 24. That's just Notre Dame won't beat them by 24. And then Western Kentucky plus 10. So that dog lay is plus 494. So it's only 4. So if I add another one, might as well. I'm not going to risk it. I like it a lot. So
I like it.
Those are our parlays, our dog lays. Oh. It is time for our locks. Last week on the show, clean sweep 3-0. 2 weeks ago, clean sweep 3-0. So we're back. We got more locks. Let's go 3-0 again. And Drewster, first play.
We got 4-0 this week. We got all of them.
We do have 4-0. I forgot Andrew gave us one as well. So I'll do Andrewster's first. BC plus 21. Reasoning, plug your nose and take the points. Yeah. I mean, we've been talking about BC. I don't think Notre Dame's good enough. No, BC's not very good, but again, statement game for Jerkovic. It's a rivalry game technically. I think 21's a lot. Notre Dame really close against Navy. I think it's close against BC as well. And then Andrew's lock. Let's find it here. Gotta switch it around. Andrew's lock is
-10 first half Michigan.
-10 first half Michigan. Who's Michigan playing?
I don't even know. Couldn't tell you.
We probably should have looked that one up. I think they're
Illinois
Illinois
bad.
-10 against Illinois first half. I like that play actually. That's a good one. Michigan should be. I mean, it's going to be, what's his face? Chase Brown against.
Is Chase Brown out? He got
Is he out? I don't know.
He had helped off the field at the end of the game last week.
Woof. So then that -10 for Andrew's even better.
Yeah. Coach said they said Bert said today, trending in the right direction, but he's unsure if he'll be able to suit up on Sunday. Is a Sunday game?
No, it's Saturday.
Okay. That quote's weird though.
Yeah.
But yeah, that sounds to me like he's not playing in college football injury talk.
Yeah, college football injury talk is always, maybe. I don't know. Probably not. Like yesterday, I took Toledo.
He
And
tore his ACL. Maybe.
maybe he could suit up. We don't know. Maybe we'll be back before the playoffs. I had Toledo team total over, and I hit it late. Luckily, no idea DeQuan Finn wasn't playing, and then I turned the game on like DeQuan Finn. They already clinched. He's not going to play today. And I was like, thanks Toledo. But that hit. So, all right, it is time for my lock, my 5-star white whale play of the week. We're going with a dog. We're not going with a dog. We're going with the dog. Duke +8 is the lock. I think Duke is a much best. I think Duke is a much better team than Pitt. Pitt's getting a lot of respect for kind of no reason. They beat Syracuse, who's fallen off by 10. They crushed UVA. UVA hasn't really been great this year. I think Duke's having a really good season, shockingly. They beat 3 bad teams in a row, but they're 7-3. So Duke, the Dukies, the Blue Devils, +8, 5-star white whale lock of the week. Lock that in, and we'll win money.
I think, has Duke covered? No, they didn't cover against BC. I was checking. I was gonna say, since Duke's been on the show, Duke's covered against the spread in every single game, but they did not cover against Boston College. They didn't win, but they didn't cover.
Yeah, they didn't cover, but they won. Duke has not lost. The Duke football team has not lost since Duke has been on the show.
The mascot? Talk to us, Duke. Talk to us.
Duke, what do you like?
Let's get a sponsorship. Okay. My lock is, I have a dog too. They're in the game. They're not dogs. It's the Georgia dogs. They're not underdogs. I don't have them. I have the under here. It's at 49.5. So it's at that nice number where you're above a touchdown. It's that 7 touchdowns. I don't think Will Levis scores against this Georgia defense. Will Levis kind of sucks. It's kind of stinky.
It's horrible.
I think we're going to get a repeat of the Georgia game against Oregon at the start of the year, where they just destroyed them. And as long as Stetson Bennett doesn't get imbued with the power of Patrick Mahomes again for some reason, I think Georgia's going to score like 35 instead of 52, and we get like a 35-3 game here. That's why I have under 49.5. Kentucky's not going to move the ball. They're just not going to do it.
Will Levis still somehow one of the best quarterbacks in this draft class. Don't know how they're like 5 guys better than him. It makes no sense. I don't know what witchcraft he's been performing or what, but
he has some kind of blackmail on all of draft media.
Every single guy. So those are our locks. And Drewster, BC +21. As he said, plug your nose and take the points. Andrew, Michigan, first half -10. Me, I'm going the Dukies +8. And Matt Scott, Georgia, Kentucky, under 49.5. Duke is coughing right now. He's okay, though.
He heard he had a bet.
Yeah, he's so that's our show. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe at CFB pretty much everywhere. Let's win some money.